All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the weekly collective reading. I'm Nicholas Ashbaugh. Apollo's right behind me. You guys always ask, where's Apollo? He's loving our temporary sort of situation. He loves the furniture here, so you might see him hop up and down a couple times. This is going to basically help us navigate the week ahead. You chose a special topic today where we're going to be focusing on the energy of the full moon, appropriately so, which helps us regain our power or kind of find our power, see through illusions, and also it's a very powerful force. So if there's something you're trying to pull into your life, you can also do that. So we're going to be looking at all things moon related when we go to the main forecast, but I always begin with channeled messages at the beginning. Let me go ahead and pull up the presentation here. I'm also going to give some memberships today, so we'll talk more about that in a few moments. But first things first, let's get straight into channeled messages. So in dreams, one thing that I was shown was a geode, which is kind of, for any of you that have seen just those beautiful kind of rocks that on the inside have all of these crystal formations. That's a geode. And hadn't been cracked open, but I could kind of see the inside. And also just a pool of water as well. So all of these things that show things that go beneath the surface. And this is a time, especially this week ahead, where maybe you think an opportunity has come and passed. Maybe you think you know someone. But lo and behold, as you start to peel away this sort of onion skin, you see more and more. Take your time. I actually, I don't always pay attention to the fact that he has a shovel in the Seven of Pentacles. And he's frustrated because he's looking at this and thinking, is this all there is? No, there's more. There's stuff going on beneath the surface. All the roots are growing, and this thing is going to grow even faster and further than he expects. But he's only looking at right here, right now. So we're not just talking about people and objects and personalities. We're looking at where you're at in your life, and you're thinking, some of you, why am I not further? Why isn't there more happening? Well, there is, and we'll talk more about that in the next slide here because it connects with it. Don't judge things simply by what's presently available or what's showing up on surface. It's just what your eyes can see. You have to go deeper. What do you feel? What do you sense? What do you see beyond this? Because creative people are not in the now, they're in the next. They're in tomorrow and the day after that. They're focusing a little bit on what is the next big thing, and this is kind of where your energy needs and wants to be right now. But yeah, I'm reading the comments. Some of you are saying there's some frustration. I get it. The cool thing with the Seven of Pentacles is it all goes up from here. There's really no more struggle left in Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles is learning and production and a nice flow of energy. Nine of Pentacles, independence, wealth, abundance. 10 of Pentacles, new doorways of opportunity opening up. Contracts, marriage, good stuff. So you just have to be patient with what you see and know that this isn't it. And that's the main takeaway. Okay, keep doing the work. That's the other thing. All right, I also heard the sound of being in an airplane, like the white noise of the engine, the air, even the little vents that are going on above you. I could hear all of that sort of noise that's in an airplane. And then I just tuned into it and I could feel the energy of movement. So what's interesting in a plane is you don't realize the speed with which you're moving. It's much, much faster than even you might feel on the ascent or descent. But to me, this represents getting a higher perspective. So I could have put the World card, but I think it also is more about getting some distance. So that's more Eight of Cups. Getting distance from your current situation. That'll help some of you with the frustration that you see here in the Seven of Pentacles. So taking a break, talking to someone else. This is all great things to do, by the way, on a full moon. We can see the moon up there in the corner. Because I think some of us are just in our feelings a bit, right? And trying to get out of that. So right before this is Seven of Cups and your head's in the clouds with that. So we're getting more of a grounded energy here by separating yourself from a person, place, or thing that might be clouding your vision, okay? And let's see if there's anything else. Oh yeah, there could be some travel on the horizon. You may be inspired to travel. All of these things could be very good for you in this moment in time, okay? Some things to do on the full moon, and we'll talk about the moon card itself. So new moons, you want to like plant seeds of intention and basically plan things, but releasing is more of the intention of the full moon. So if there's anyone or anything in your life that you're just sick of seeing, and we all get there, you're like, I've had it up to here and then some. This is a really good time to just say, I think I'm done with that now. I'm done with the anger. I'm done with the frustration. I'm done with the energy that I'm putting into it. And I want to let it go. I want to use my power because the moon is powerful. Its gravitational pull is what creates most of the tides. The sun does the rest, but basically it's the primary factor there. So you can pull things into your life. You don't have to focus on trying to, if there's a tug of war between you and someone else, you can just let it go. And when you stop feeling angry, when you stop fixating and focusing on someone, all of a sudden you have a little bit more for you, a little bit more to put into that Seven of Pentacles energy that we saw earlier, and things start to move. Really pay attention to your dreams. That's something I do every day. I have all of my dream messages for the next sign that I'm going to read for queued up and ready because it really helps me get organized. It also helps me see things that I need to pay attention to. And my guides are very direct. Like, I don't know, I'd found this healthy sort of cookie that I tried at a shop a couple times during the week, and they were like, they showed me like a whole pile of them. I'm like, I got it. I'm not going to eat anymore. So sometimes we are shown habits or things. Like sometimes if I need to do more of one thing or less of another thing, it shows up in dreams. And a lot of times it'll be a relative, my mother or father, that comes in and like, what are you doing with this? So I get very clear messages from dreams and spirit. Pay attention. It's there for our betterment, basically. But deeper things can come through, like someone that could be coming into your life. I recently picked up on a presence where I was in an elevator and I could just, if you've ever seen something out of the corner of your eyes, I could see general features, but not the face. I could hear the accent and the language, but that was about it. So I have some markers on someone that will be coming into my life, and that'll help me recognize them. So just pay attention. You never know what could be coming through in a dream. So as a medium and a clairvoyant, I'm always paying attention to that. Nurture yourself. Epsom salt baths, great thing to do right now. I think it should be Epsom with an M, not an N. Massage, nap, spending time with those that you love. Just take it easy. Less is more. Cut any cords with people that you don't want. Like I said, use the energy instead to pull in bigger, better, brighter connections. Rein in your emotions. Do something creative today. Art is a great sort of thing. Dance, anything that is just getting out and gardening, some sort of a creative endeavor that you like. And if people show their true self, their true colors, trust it. The moon card can be a revelation sort of energy where someone tries to get away with something, but you see it. Your intuition is very sharp today. So especially, and it can be a couple days before and after the moon, I always start to feel it. Usually the dreams the night of and the night after the full moon are even stronger than they usually are. My emotional sort of sensitivity is heightened. I think we got Queen of Cups energy or something for the daily card pull. It didn't surprise me. So heavy emotions, heightened intuition, increased sensitivity. So be kind to yourself during this period of time, okay? And that is everything for the channeled messages. So we're going to move on to a granular sort of 7-day forecast. And then after this, we will take a look at the elementals. So let me just get everything zoomed in here. Welcome, everyone. By the way, if you like this, do me a favor, hit the like and subscribe. It's 100% free. It helps the channel grow. And I just want to say thanks. All right. Okay, let's see. I'm going to pull a couple decks and let them decide. By the way, I spent some time last night, more than I probably should have, but I kept about 6 or 8 decks, and I'm going to recycle these before I move to my permanent place. But I'm going to put together an Amazon registry. So if you guys want to help me replenish my cards because they were all damaged with mold, you can do that. I'm going to have it ready in about a week or two when I have my final destination set up. All right, so let's see which deck wants to be used for the 7-day. Okay, we're going to use this deck. Okay. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Let's get everything set up. Let me try to take the glare down on this one a little bit. There we go. Okay. Let's get started here. We're going to begin with the energy of today, which was the selecting card for this deck. We have Justice. Making some decisions, making some choices. I love that both sides of justice are powerful here. There's power in knowing and saying no. There's power in simply feeling that sense of peace and calm. So whatever end of the spectrum you're on, that's okay. But chiefly when this card is in the upright position, you could be weighing a decision in your life. You could be thinking, do I want to do this? Is this right? Is this fair? Does this vibe with me? You don't have to rush. Today is a day for taking things in and considering. And so I mentioned journaling as a thing that you can do today. It's a great way to write out the pros and cons and figure out what feels right for you. Some of you may also be looking at things related to the law today, so looking at possibly putting something into contractual form. You shouldn't sign a contract on a full moon. Wait until the next day at the very least. It should be before or after, but you can conceptualize. This is a great day for conceptualizing things and putting it into draft form. Just don't sign on the dotted line if you can help it. I finally moved all my stuff and donated it out of my old house, and I tried to do it before the full moon was. I didn't want to do anything today on the full moon. So it is really a day where you should be resting and just taking care of yourself or researching, just nothing overly active. Passive is better here. So this is what we see. Create balance in your life, whatever that is, work-life balance, social balance, whatever's lacking today, bring a little bit more of that in the most relaxed and passive way possible. Okay, it's one of the few days where I would say just take it easy. All right, looking at the beginning of the week, that's going to help you out. Okay, I need a little more light on this. That's going to help you out on Monday here because we have the 9 of Swords coming through. Many of you know that this card can sometimes look scary, but it's more sort of in your head space. So what I do like about this is we're starting to see like a turning point with that one crow or raven at the top, switching sides and saying, let's move in this direction. It's like an ace of sword coming through. What could be going on for some of you, you're kind of working yourself into this state of stress, working yourself up or working too much. The emotions are getting the better of you usually with the 9 of Swords. So anything you can do it's a continuation of today, but stress reduction and stress management are really important. Talking to someone, letting go of some sort of task or activity, delegating if you have the sort of capacity to do that, and then focusing on thinking to yourself, why does this person or thing have so much weight in my mind? One time when I was dealing with a really tricky individual in my life, it was someone that I knew at work. I talked to someone that was a healer, and I said, why is this person bothering me so much? And she said, yes, you just asked the question you should ask yourself. Like you're thinking of this person too much. Just let him go. Focus on something else. Read a book, listen to a podcast, listen to some music, or just think to yourself, I've had enough. And she was right. The minute I started to not fixate on the thought that person was angering me and instead think, well, what can I do about something else, or how can I build my life up? Then I started to make progress, and that person started to occupy less and less space in my mind. So change the mental channel. That's the main thing you can do on Monday. Focus on something you can control or make an impact on. Get educated on other ways to manage this. I feel like information is a great way to kind of deal with this. You might need to look at where you're sleeping and what you're doing before you go to bed, particularly any sort of caffeine or whatever. Maybe reduce caffeine on Monday, increase exercise, avoid a nap, and just try to go to bed at a normal time. Try to regulate the whole sleep process. Clean your room as well. If there's any sort of stuff around you that's creating that stress as well, get rid of that. Okay, Tuesday. Here's what's coming through. Some of you are like, I just want to spend some time on my own. Okay, the Hermit card basically is encouraging that energy. Research, knowledge, education. All the stuff I was just talking about on the heels of the 9 of Swords. This is going to help you feel the sense of power. And we see the light emanating from within. I'm covering it up, but the Hermit's lantern is here. She doesn't need it anymore because she is the light. She's not having to hold the light. She is the light. So it is basically a way for you to feel powerful, and sometimes you just have to feel like you know who you are, you know what you want. Nobody can do that for you except you. I can't. Your parents can't. Your siblings can't. A teacher can't. There's a point where it's just you saying, okay, I want to do this. I'm going to do this. And I think you're getting to that point of decision making here with the Hermit card. So realize that you're the most powerful person in your life, nobody else. And once you do that, like amazing things start to take place. As we look at the midweek, we actually see the potential to claim some independence. There might be money or resources within reach, but it might require a little bit of work. But because the card is reversed, so you might have to reach out or ask for something or move something around. In the upright position, though, this card is basically marked by an overabundance, more than you need. You may also be kind of philanthropic for those of you that have more, and you might be thinking, okay, I'm going to share this with someone else, etc. I'm all for that. The reversal of this card, two connotations with this. First, maybe a resistance to receive help because you think, I can do this. But maybe partnership could be advantageous. We have a lot of cards here that are isolated. Justice sort of acts on her own. The Nine of Swords feels like they're in the world of their own. The Hermit is hermiting. And so by the midweek, it's sort of like, partnership could be good. Why not reach out? Why not, or accept like someone else's assistance if they want to step in? And just don't rush. Normally we have a snail on this card. So with it reversed, it's just saying faster isn't better. More accurate is better. And if it takes a little bit more time to be more accurate, that's okay. Okay? All right, let's take a look at what's coming through here on Thursday. We have Queen of Pentacles energy, upright, pretty empowered, amazing message here. This is a great day for you stepping into a leadership role, for nurturing or growing or leading the pack on anything. Her eyes are closed and she's very tuned in. So she could also be like listening to her higher self. That was one of the options for today. Thinking, what should I do? What do I see next? And really trusting in that own judgment from within. So you have what it takes to basically bring things forward when it comes to money, resources, or opportunities. And you're very much set up for success on Thursday. This is also a really good day, of course, to deal with money and business, but also to look at your living situation and make something wonderful happen there. So you could, maybe some of you are focusing on like home improvement or cleaning the space or nesting energy. This is a really good day to kind of do that. And if you're working in a group, people are coming to you as that sort of paternal or maternal energy, maternal mostly because it's Queen of Pentacles. All right, the end of the week is fast-paced. On Friday, we have the Knight of Swords. This is one of the fastest moving cards in the Minor Arcana. You can even see this person running to their motorcycle. And so it's sort of like, I'm happy that things are picking up, but take time to watch your step and make sure that you're not rushing unnecessarily. But once you embrace the energy of movement and speed, more of that. So if you've been waiting for something to happen and we had that impatience that we saw in the Seven of Pentacles, I really feel that by the end of the week, you don't need to rush, you don't need to worry. Things sort of naturally take a faster pace, and that's a good thing as well, okay? Because this is swords, anything that you put out there in the form of communication, whether written, spoken, or otherwise, can move through the network faster. So you can get an answer almost immediately after asking a question. Someone may respond to what you're putting out there a lot faster, and that's a good thing as well. So if you need to get something done or signed or get on someone's calendar, Friday's a great day to explore all of that. Some pretty good cards for the weekend. Looking at next Saturday, here's what we have. Friends, family, community, love, all of that with the Ten of Cups. And also the ability to create harmony and this beautiful sort of connective energy that we see in this sort of musical ribbon that's wrapping around everything. And it can be best friend. This is what I love about the Ten of Cups. We can interpret this as best friends. We can look at them as lovers. They can be sisters or family members or whatever. It's all of that. So this is just a great day to vibe and connect with the people that you love. If you want to meet people, it's a great day to be seen. If you are happily partnered, it's just a great day to make connections for business and other things. You already had enough hermiting energy. Why not get out there? Even if you're just going to like the grocery store or farmer's market or antique store, I don't know, whatever it is that you do. Get out there, have some fun, mix and mingle. With the Ten of Cups, you definitely want to do that. And if you need to negotiate or smooth things over, it's a great day for that as well. And now looking out at 1 week from today, next Sunday, we have Ace of Swords energy in the reverse state. Revision. Many of you are looking at something and you thought you knew all the facets and the sides to it, but then you're like, oh, there's more. I didn't anticipate that. I didn't realize that. You're allowed to revise. You're allowed to change your mind. Sometimes we feel like once I've said it, that I have to just keep moving forward. Smart and good and wise leaders know when to admit that they've made a mistake, or know when to sort of steer people in a new direction and saying, hey, we really need to look at this. This isn't working anymore. How about this? So you can change your mind. You can make revisions. You can speak up, say yes or no. You can be the voice of reason. All of that is Ace of Swords in reverse. It's also pen to paper. And it's basically the universe saying action. It's kind of like, a director calling action or cut. You're doing one of those two things. You're either saying, we're done with that, let's start this. But it has to come through in the forms of words and action. So walk the walk and talk the talk. Let's look at highlights and challenges for the week ahead, and then we'll move on to elemental. And maybe I'll do a quick gifting of memberships if I still have some before that. Okay, highlights. You have a few, actually. Today's a good day, justice, getting things clear in your head. Thursday's a great day with the Queen of Pentacles. So is Friday, and so is next Saturday. So most of the week looks pretty good. The challenges, I actually feel like Monday and Sunday. Monday because it's stress management, and next Sunday because there's some hesitation in moving, speaking, or acting. But these are manageable challenges indeed. Okay, so let's take a moment here, and again, if you haven't liked and subscribed, please do so. Let me go ahead and go to, I have to switch tabs here, and I'm going to gift a membership if I have them. So let's see, I think I have at least 5 more for this month. Okay, so let's give a quick gifting if I can. Let's see, memberships.
Hi, everyone.
Sorry, you hear me talking. Here it is, membership gifting. All right, so let me gift 5 now. All right, there you go. That's my way of saying thank you for everybody who is here, and just a little bit of way to sort of like show the love here. Hope you guys enjoy. And like I said, in another week or so, I will put up an Amazon, maybe storefront Amazon gift registry, and you guys can help me rebuild some of my stuff too. But today I'm giving back to you. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the next portion. We're going to take a look at the elemental forecast. And this is the only part of this reading that is going to be sort of specific to any sign. Everything else is for everybody present. So I hope you're enjoying this so far. Okay, let's turn the camera down and let me choose a different deck for this. Fire, earth, we got 2 for air, and 1 for water. Okay, so let's get into the messages for fire signs here. This is Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. You have Queen of Swords energy coming through reversed for the week ahead. Very much connected to that Ace of Swords reverse that we talked about. Speaking up and not mincing your words. If you need to say something, just say it. Less is more. Don't put too many flowery words. Don't put too many critical words into it. Just say it. And then if there's something that you've been intending to do, begin it. It does not have to be complete in a day. Just taking that first step is key. The Queen of Swords gets a bad rap sometimes when reversed because she can come across as either cold or calculated. So I would say picking your time and taking a temperature on the room and making sure, or a pulse on the room, and just making sure that it's the right time to have a conversation. That would be the only thing that perhaps you might want to be mindful of. Don't be overly critical for yourself or overly judgmental of yourself or others. That's the only other thing. But really focusing on throat chakra and sort of saying and speaking your truth and speaking up a little bit more, maybe getting more comfortable, using your voice, all of these things are going to help. But she ultimately is one of the most powerful leadership cards. People look to her as being fair and clear, and you have all of that energy on your side this week. So Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, find your voice, speak up, just focus on the timing perhaps, and making sure that someone's ready. You can do that by asking those questions. Is this a good time to chat? And how are you doing today? And giving them time to really answer that and deciding if it aligns with what you need to say. So just check in and then speak up. And then also, this is more about walking the walk too, because she's reversed. So it's not just her words, but it's her actions. So lead by the example of your actions and then speak up, and then people are going to see that there's an alignment between the two, and they're going to listen to you a little bit more, okay? You might also be asked to speak up. You could be put into the spotlight, and you'll be okay. Just don't edit too much. Moving from fire to earth, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. You can ask for help if you need it. An Ace of Pentacles in reverse is a hand outstretched saying, I need this, I want this. And actually, speaking your wish into existence. I've been talking about that a lot in the last 2 readings it came up, and it's coming up today too. So if there's something that you need or want, why wait for someone to intuit that? It's better to speak up in business in particular. You don't want to seem like overly needy, but you should show interest in something so that someone else doesn't speak up and grab it. So you have to kind of go after what it is that you want and feel the sense of worth. So one thing that I've added in this year, after many years of practicing this sort of, I am ready to receive love and abundance in the highest forms. Okay, that's good, but you have to, you don't have to, but it helps. I'm ready and worthy of receiving love, abundance, and opportunity in the highest forms. So when you put in the worth, you're telling the universe, no, really, I know I'm worth it. Let's do it. So ready, willing, and worthy, if you really want to pack it in, because the willing piece means that you're also going to go for it too. So it's all there, ready, willing, and worthy to receive love and abundance and opportunity in the highest forms. It's just wordier, but it's one thing that I'm really careful of in my manifestation is specificity. Sometimes you want to be a little bit more specific. I think I've told all of you about, like, one time I was reading for someone and they kept saying, you know, I've told God and the universe, send me a lover. And I'm like, just a lover? Like, what are you looking for in love? What kind of connection? Because that's like going to Vegas and just pulling the slot machine and hoping for the best. So you might hit lucky sevens or you might go bankrupt. So try to be specific in your manifestation as well, and, you know, kind of clarify what kind of opportunity you're seeking. So specificity, speaking up, asking for help, and some of you might also be deciding to invest in yourself, because this can be taking something and saying, I want to do this, education, opportunity, etc. Okay? So that's the takeaway on that. Let's go ahead and move from Earth to air. You got two messages this week, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. It's actually kind of cool. So the first thing here is showing the healing. Many of you have been through a moment of difficulty, challenge, etc. 3 of Swords is validating that and saying, it's time for that to end, actually. What we have right underneath it was what the universe wants to bring forth, which is partnership. So if you're ready, if you're willing, it looks like we have a person coming in to share the load a little bit, to give you some assistance, but there could be some resistance or some doubt. So a lot of times when we're sort of healing from the 3 of Swords, we shut ourselves down or shut ourselves off thinking, you know what, this is all there's ever going to be. And that's not the case. Just because there's one bad apple doesn't mean that the whole tree is bad, right? Now I have the Charlie XCX song going through my head about the apples. But yes, it's not necessarily like one is kind of indicative of everything. What you really want to focus on is opening yourself up to say, you know what, I'm ready now to receive something that's of a higher frequency. I'm not going to close myself off to opportunity. I believe in the potential of something new, something bigger, something better, something brighter. There could also be someone that wants to help you through this, but I see resistance to that. So allow yourself to kind of like connect with someone if you're ready, if you're willing, if you're open. But generally speaking, there might be a little bit more healing that needs to be done. For those of you that are feeling lonely, frustrated, etc., I do see partnership on the horizon. It may not be this week, but it may be sooner than you think. And it's waiting for your healing to be done. So you can't necessarily date on the rebound or have a handshake for like business or opportunity on the rebound until you work through this. And that's the perfect thing to do today and this week on the heels of the full moon. I'm done with this and I'm ready for something better. I deserve something better. And you do deserve something better. So let's bring it on. All the air signs, get out of your headspace, allow yourself to receive more, and ready, willing, and worthy. You're ready, willing, and worthy to, I might be wordy, worthy to receive all of that and then some. All right, let's move on. From all of the air signs, let's go now to water, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. I get that you are ready, willing, and worthy because we got the Page of Pentacles. So all you need to do is keep an open eye because it does feel like opportunities are starting to race in here with the Page of Pentacles. You can speak something pretty quickly into existence. There could be a contract sitting on your table. There could be an invitation waiting for you to RSVP. You can also just have a really great week this week when it comes to looking at your finances and pinching a penny, finding hidden resources, making something work, moving around an investment, just really good things overall. Listen, pages often we forget that the power in a page is not just talking, but listening. Someone may give you a tip. They may give you some insight that you hadn't thought of, but it only works if you're able to receive it. So keep an open mind and an open ear this week for new insights, new ideas, and things of that nature. Otherwise, I feel like you can just take something and run with it. So, because the next card on this is going to be the Knight. So action is pretty quickly going to follow. And we saw Friday as being a great day for seeing some of that return on whatever it is that you put forth this week. So dare I say, it looks like the water signs have the easiest energy this week, but everybody, with exception to air signs, which is just sort of like the hidden thing. It's like the geode. You got to crack the rock open and then you see the gem. There's something beautiful inside there. Okay. So let's get ready for the special topic. This is going to be, again, looking at the power that you have, looking through illusions. Here, I'll read exactly what it was. So illumination, that's the other thing too. So we're going to look for things that are bright, things that can kind of make you feel better about what's ahead, okay? So let me go ahead now and select a deck and we'll go from there. I feel like this is going to be a good one here because it's calling to me. All right, before we get into this, everybody, just close your eyes for a second, let go of any preconceived notions. Good. All right, let's call in the highest guidance, welcoming in angels, spirit guides, ascended masters, and anybody that's on your spiritual team of the light. Let's bring them in. Let's bring the messages. And let's see what's coming through, especially with respect to the full moon. Somebody's commenting on my lighting. You do realize I'm in a hotel, right? This is a temporary place, guys. All right, focus here on the cards. Okay, let's begin. We're going to start off with catalyst energy, which is basically going to keep us on track, help us see what's coming through. And we have the fish coming through in the reverse position here. So for many of us this week, we might be trying to get our sort of get our bearings. What I do like about a fish is they can kind of go in any direction, unlike all of us that are kind of stuck here on the physical plane. But energetically, we can go in any direction. Past, future, present, whatever, it's all sort of like subjective to our viewpoint. So allow yourself to think, like I said, with the Seven of Pentacles, beyond the present and break through any sort of illusions. This could also be a fish that's going upstream, kind of like salmon. In that respect, that's positive, because salmon only does that when it's ready to birth a new generation of fish. So the struggle, the push that you might be going through right now, it's okay. I see it, I feel it with you, but it's going to pay off in the long run. Okay, there could also be a Pisces coming in this week. So if they are, it seems pretty positive to me. Embrace that energy. Okay, let's take a look now and get a little bit more light there, and let's look at your center card here. So Four of Cups energy at the center of the spread. All right, so I love this illustration of the Four of Cups because the universe has your back. There's always in the traditional one like an extra cup floating in the air. I'll pull that while we're talking. And the message here is that we can't always see, all of the opportunities because we're fixed on, again, a certain point of view. So if you can look around a little bit, sometimes with Four of Cups, there can be a person in your environment that kind of is casually flirting with you or trying to get your attention, trying to warn you. There's a hidden message, a little blinking light that the universe wants to send. This person is too closed off. They're only looking at this. They're missing this. This person may not understand why the rain isn't hitting them. It's because someone's got their back. So there's hidden support, hidden resources, or hidden blessing. And that is beautifully connected with the moon. It's better than you think. One thing you can also do is stop comparing yourself to others. That's one of the things with the Four of Cups. So if your brother, sister, friend, coworker or something has something that you wish you had, just kind of use it to be inspired and think, well, what can I do in my own life to foster that? And you never know what they've gone through in this life or in others to bring about that abundance, okay? So we see a hidden blessing. Let's be on the lookout for it. I'll see if I can identify it in the cards. Crossing that, we actually have one potential one. It's the Ace of Wands. This Ace of Wands is interesting because I mentioned the power of journaling. For those of you that do keep a journal, go back and look at it. There may be an idea that you put in there that now is going to be ripe for the picking, because we're looking at this book. There could also be inspiration coming from a podcast, a book that you're reading, a movie that you're watching, a documentary that you just looked at. Something documented, something out there could inspire you, could be the sort of spark that you're looking for. So if you're feeling stuck, go to people and go into environments where you feel inspired, and you'll get unstuck. There's something there that can help you. And a lot of really great singers and authors, you get these little sparks of intuition. You got to record them at a certain time. So it's either in voice notes, a notes app, or an old-fashioned sort of moleskin, journal or something. But that's where it's at. Just a few words can spark that intuition. So this week in particular, try recording that in whatever method or medium feels right to you. And then in the future, go back and look at that. These are like little geodes, little unpolished rocks that have this potential to really spark something wonderful, okay? Ace of Wands is also about taking that spark or that intuition and bringing it to the next level. So an idea is just that, it's an idea. It requires attention, belief, and follow through. And that's the thing that maybe some of you are just waiting for someone else to see it. You're the one that's going to make it happen this week. You're the only one that can make it happen, in fact. You can get other people to pay attention to it, but you've got to take the initial action on that, okay? Let me take a quick drink, and then we're going to talk about the deep past. Okay, so I quite like what we see in the deep past, which can also represent your karma. Six of Cups. The inner child is coming out to play. You may have an old friend, old love interest, someone from the past that's also re-emerging. This could be a chance for you to connect with higher love. When we're looking at partnerships, Six of Cups portends good things. It is that higher connection that we all seek, like a friend and a lover sometimes, right? Some of you may also be thinking of expanding your family. If you just got pregnant or you're looking to conceive, it can be two. It can be usually fraternal twins with this, but it can be twins. So either a partner from the past, a twin soul or sort of energy that's coming through, inner child, or perhaps twins, lots of cool stuff there. And it's just having fun. The Six of Cups is about the sort of playful joy that is a part of being a kid, okay? In the recent past here, we have the King of Pentacles. The card is in reverse. Some of you are fixated on the bottom line, maybe more than you should be. So we have all the coins here. We have the power, but it's all about that. And that's missing the bigger purpose. And so there is more than title, money, accomplishments, a plaque. So here's a really powerful thing. I just went through it, so I'll share it. Moving out of my old apartment was a complete loss. Everything was in kind of like mold was on everything. So I had to get rid of my high school and college and graduate school diplomas. I have to even reorder my sort of silver plaque from YouTube. Everything was destroyed. So as I was letting go of pictures and documents and all of this stuff, tarot cards, all of that, I'm like, I'm still here. And my health is rebounding. You can even hear it. I don't have to take a drink every 5 minutes like the first reading 3 weeks ago. But like none of it matters. When we go to spirit, I won't have any of that anyway. I feel lighter now than I ever have because it's just my dog, myself, and a few trusted sort of like things with me. And I'm okay. It's okay. It's like anyone that's been through a fire or a tornado or a flood. If you get out and your health is there, that's all that matters, folks. So we fixate sometimes on the material. The King of Pentacles in reverse is fixated on the material. And so I feel like Game of Thrones, like Khaleesi that went through the fire. Like, I survived. I'm good. So that's all we take when we leave. Sometimes we need a quickening moment like that to realize it doesn't matter now anyway. And when you let go of it, it's just really powerful. And then you can create it again. That's it. Like, just recreate and then decide to, like, do I really need this or this? That's kind of where I'm at now because it's nice to be untethered. But I've never had that sort of clearing. Like, I have no stuff from the past. Pictures are gone, documents are gone, it's all gone. So I don't talk about it that much, but that's why it's been a difficult 2 or 3 weeks here. But I also now feel like I'm on the other side. So for those of you that have been through it, I understand. But you can also create again. So don't focus so much on what's around you. Focus on what's here. Focus on what's here. Create new things. And that's part of the universe is cycles of destruction and construction, creation and destruction. So letting go does not mean that it won't come back. It just means you're done with that. You're done with that. New chapter opening up, okay? So open yourself up to the potential. And I am okay. Like, I'm okay. It was a lot. I just wanted to walk away with my health. That was the most important thing, and I'm rebuilding that. I had serious allergic reaction to mold. So by the way, if you ever see mold in your house, deal with it immediately. Unfortunately, I was renting, so there's not much I could do about it. But get out. I should have left months ago. So I learned from that experience. Here's the cool thing. We actually bring it back into the spread. Plant a new seed. Start again. Start anew. And that's what we actually have in this series, or this sort of week ahead here, the Ace of Pentacles. So this is a chance for you to create something new and kind of rise up. So all aces are potential. What are you doing to plant the seed? Are you creating reaching out to someone and saying, hey, let's have a meeting? Because this is very practical. This is about getting it on the books and doing something. Are you creating a schedule for yourself where every Monday or every Friday you are learning or doing or engaging with something? The Ace of Pentacles requires nurturing. And then it grows into that beautiful, Nine of Pentacles bush that we saw earlier when we were looking at the 7-day spread. So you have that opportunity to kind of like create that, but it does require your dedication. So are you dedicated? If you are, you can make something great happen. There could be an offer in love. This can be someone reaching out and saying, I want you for this. Are you interested in this? There could be assistance, help, or opportunity that's knocking. So answer the door, folks. It's a good week to do so, okay? In the near future here, we have the veil coming off the eyes here. So my cousin gave me some great advice when I was going through like a personal loss. And she was like, don't make any major decisions when you're in grief. She said the veil, I mean, it was actually highly spiritual, and she's a really practical person. She's like a teacher. She said, I think the veil is over our third eye too. You don't see things for what they are. She said, so you shouldn't buy or sell anything. You shouldn't make any major moves or get into any major relationships if you're on the heels of grief. So for a select few of you here, I feel like the veil is starting to lift, but let the healing completely take place. So there's no right amount of time for grieving, but you'll just know because one day it's not the central focus. You start to see new things. It's like when the clouds pass over the sun and then it's really bright. One day you'll wake up and it's a little brighter. You won't know when that will be, but when it happens, you won't have to ask me or anyone else. It just feels better. That's when you can kind of make the next move. For everyone else, this is about not letting someone put you back into that closet, that cage, that sort of limited way of thinking or being. A lot of times it is friends and family that likes to keep us in the cage, right? Trying to put our ideas in a box. But much like Pandora's box, once you open it, once you see the potential, but in a positive way, not the negative connotation of that. But like once you open yourself up, you can't be closed once more. So allow yourself to just explore all that there is. And if there's someone in your life that wants to, like if we go back to A Christmas Carol, I think it was the first ghost, the Ghosts of Christmas Past. She wore this sort of cone on her head because her crown chakra was so bright. But Ebenezer Scrooge couldn't deal with it, so he eventually snuffed out the light with the cone. So there may be people in your life, that's what I'm seeing, that want to snuff out that crown chakra light. You shine bright, baby. Let that continue to shine, and don't let anybody put that sort of cap on your potential, okay? Coming through right now, we saw it this week, and I think it was Monday or Tuesday. It was the beginning of the week. You can go back and take a look. But we had the hermiting energy. It was Tuesday, because Monday was the hermit. Was the Nine of Swords. So we have the hermit energy following that. So yeah, it was Tuesday of this week. Hermit in reverse, though, is about eventually coming out and sharing what you've learned with others. So that's what I always view these little weekly, they're like fireside chats, right? We get together, we talk about stuff, we talk about the good stuff, we talk about the bad stuff, we find our way through things. And it's personal, but it's also like cleansing. So I feel like it's good to share what you've learned with others. This is a week where you can do that. You can also talk to someone else who's been through it, who's been through the fire, who's been through all of that, and maybe they can help you see the light, right? Also, I like to, whenever I'm looking at this card, I remind people, when you're fishing or looking for something, you have to see where it's at. You have to kind of like pay attention to it. You don't fish backwards. You have to focus on the horizon, on what's going forward. And you have to put yourself out there. You have to put the lure out there. I don't fish, so I'm just using this metaphor. I went once or twice with my dad when I was a kid, and I was more interested in like the frogs and the life around me than the fish in the sea. But anyway, or in the lake. But what I was going to say here is that you don't always get the fish on the first time out. You might have to sit there for an hour or so, continuing to change up the lure, try it again. Eventually, though, you get a bite. And this week, it does look like you get a bite. The Ace of Pentacles is that. Keep fishing, folks. Don't give up. Keep throwing that lure out there. Don't give up if it doesn't happen on the first time. This is especially true for my creative folks out there. It takes time. It can take days, months, years, etc. But eventually, you have your breakthrough moment, right? In the environment, we have the Two of Swords. So the two cards that typically have blindfolds on them came through, or show, they both have blindfolds, or show lack of vision. Don't sell yourself short this week, and just because you can't see it doesn't mean you can't do it. So one of the big messages here is to reach out and try it anyway. Keep going, see what's possible. And and look in a different space. So this person, they're sort of stuck in that house. Reminds me of what we are raised in. So the culture, the environment, the school, all of that stuff that we're raised in, it has its time and place as a child, but you've outgrown it, many of you. So you're encouraged and allowed to go beyond what was expected of you, including what you thought you should do. Because the dream that we set up for ourselves when we're like a 6 or 8 or 10-year-old, it's going to change once we've accomplished it. You're allowed to continue to dream and to reach beyond what your initial sort of intention was, or whatever you studied in school, or whatever. You can continue to go beyond that. Okay, hopes, fears, and opportunities. Don't get caught in someone else's web. We have the devil card here. This can be someone here who is trying to sort of like keep you stuck. And I think that with the 8 of Swords and the 2 of Swords, there is someone who may not want you to see your potential because they're afraid you might fly, right? That's literally what could happen. We have bird metaphors here. So we have the angel stuck in the cage here, and then we have the birds in the birdhouse. So I feel like it's time to spread your wings and go beyond something. Unconditional love means that people aren't afraid for you to go and explore and try things, because you'll come back if you want to. It's trust. It's not putting something on a leash because you don't need to. You don't need to control something that you love. You shouldn't want to anyway. So themes of control are coming through on this full moon especially. And if somebody demands control, it's important to pay attention to that. When it comes to a contract, don't sell yourself short. Really advocate for your entire worth in something. Don't give away more than you should, and don't allow yourself to be pulled into something that just is not optimal. Sorry, there's a dog in the hallway. Just really think about demanding and seeing and expecting that worth to be present, okay? And as we look at the outcome here, we have the King of Wands in the upright position, and he's literally marching to the beat of his own drum. And you keep your own, so like in a band, if you have a bad drummer, nothing's going to sound good. The vocalist can't compensate. Everyone's going to be playing out of sync. It's like percussion is one of the most important things in music. So if you don't like someone else's rhythm or percussion this week, if they're moving too fast, if they're moving too slow, if they're trying to control you, you create your own rhythm, your own percussion, you create your own path. This is very entrepreneurial. Obviously, you're going to have to look at the tactical piece, like the resources, and take a pulse check and make sure people are interested. But it does feel like it's time for some of you, if you've done the work and you're ready, to step out on your own. But for everybody, it's just a time to speak up and say, no thank you, or no means no, or this is what we talked about, not this. And you're going to highlight it. That Queen of Swords in reverse energy that came forth for some of you, that's exactly what that's about. Just saying, this was what we agreed to. Why are we here? You don't need to point fingers. You don't need to get angry. You'll just say, that's not what we talked about. Help me understand why we're doing this now. And then the person's in the sort of hot seat, and they've got to articulate. So just speak up, hold your ground, and keep the rhythm, keep the percussion, keep things going, keep moving. And that's going to be key to your success. Okay, let's go into the expanded forecast. We're going to look at health, wealth, love, and destiny. I'm going to do a little bit more of I really liked it when we did the quarterly focus and I put just most of the energy on the one card. I feel like sometimes we can get too mired down in all of them. So I'm going to try to do like the one card and then maybe a couple just to keep the pace going, because that was kind of cool. So we're going to start off first with the health energy. This is your mind, body, and spirit. Lo and behold, we have the web coming through here again with the Phantos card here. And we see all of these hands pulling and grabbing. So I think the main thing this week is to untangle yourself from anything that makes you feel stuck. Sometimes we get stuck. It can be a relationship, it can be a job, it can be a way of thinking. This is a week to cut the cords, and especially on this full moon, this is what the spotlight is shining on for health. So if there's something here that does not serve or suit your highest good, it's time to snip the cords and say, enough now. And especially if someone is trying to pull you in. Entanglements, habits, addictions, and restricting thoughts. Those are all things that I would connect to that. Going very high level, let's see if there's anything that speaks loud and clear here. So all of that, because we talked about the devil, stepping away from the things that anchor us. Paying attention to hearing and seeing. Sometimes things like your sinuses can affect that. There might be something going on with your teeth as well. All of this stuff is closely related. So if there's anything going on and you feel pain either in your eyes or your ears, also check out your teeth, get it all looked at. Really pay attention to this part of your body. There's a lot of organs and essential sort of things that are contained within that space. Just try not to ignore something too. 2 of Swords reverse, 8 of Swords reverse. It's basically saying pay attention to it, act now, do it before it gets worse. That's what I did recently. You've got to pay attention to it before it gets worse. Family is really taking a primary focus right now. They could be helping, they could also be challenging you because family knows how to push those buttons, don't they? I like that you've got 2 aces this week. We haven't really talked about that. There's so much to focus on. Ace of Wands, Ace of Pentacles. So once you get your health sorted out, we'll talk about this in wealth in just a moment, I feel like the sky's the limit. But there is this feeling of being lost or feeling helpless. So I think that it's really important to ask for help if you feel like you need it. There's always a point where some of us are beyond our realm of expertise. The hermit energy could be that expert in your life, that lighthouse that comes through and helps you find your way to a safe shore. Okay? One last thing, and then we're going to move on to wealth. Overindulgence is the King of Pentacles in reverse. Not just overspending, not just sort of like being focused on oneself, which we'll look at when we go to love, but eating, drinking, working, doing, or exercising too much. Anything in excess, avoid it this week for sure. Moving on to wealth. This is your resources, your life purpose, your career, your potential, no matter what phase of your life you're in. Okay, so for wealth, we have Athena. We like Athena. This is like a perfect card to come through for wealth. Yes, she's the queen of strategy, but she's also the goddess of war and wisdom. So if you want something and you want to fight for it, can't ask for a better card than Athena. She would also be like the Queen of Swords reverse because she's willing to go to battle and fight for something. And she's willing to just say, I deserve this, or we're not going to do this, or whatever it is that needs to be said. She's going to use facts and figures to her benefit. So her owl up there, which is her kind of her companion, is really saying, look at the big picture, use research and data points to help you make your case. It's harder to argue with facts. We're in a point in history right now where people don't even really use facts. They either make them up. That we see a lot of stuff where people are just saying things without any data, any research, any logic. And there's no sort of fact checking. So also fact check when it comes to a major decision or what someone's saying. Is it truly what happened, or is that fabricated? And we're seeing it across the road right now. So when it comes to your career, your money, your path, get 2 or 3 opinions on things and make sure that information is real and that you are seeing the full picture. Get informed, especially on your finances, and fight for equity, fight for equality. If you don't have that sort of equal standing, I think it's so important right now, okay? Briefly, just again, I'm trying to move through this section without getting so mired down. We're going to look at those that are working first, then job seekers, and then students and retirees. Already I hit the sort of like entrepreneurial button. So for those of you that are working and want to go out on your own, absolutely. But if you want to just take a bigger role in business right now, Athena and the King of Wands are powerful connections. They may also represent an alliance that's coming through. There's one partner that's a little stronger, so there might be a tug of war when it comes to power. That could be a challenge for some of you. You might also be torn between 2 equal opportunities or projects in front of you, an Ace of Pentacles and Ace of Wands, I do think it's important to figure out either how to juggle that or how to delegate that. It may be time to ask for more. Some of you may be in a place where there's been promises that have been made but not kept. So we want to document those, or go maybe, I saw the Justice card coming through. Maybe you're going back through and saying, okay, this was actually promised to me but never delivered. And this is a time to take action if necessary, or just to decide, am I done with this? Am I done working with or for someone who just is not a person of their word? Maybe you are. Line up the next best thing. You always want to have your safety net. So take your time, but now you're clear what you need to do, and that clarity is everything. At the very least, you know that you can't just trust a handshake. You've got to get it in writing, and it needs to be ironclad. And strategize. Figure out how you're going to do that. For some of you, I feel like you need to go beyond the present person. Sometimes we have to sort of circumvent that. It can be a little dicey, and so there really is sort of a call to, like a reality check. Is it worth going over your manager or the immediate leader? It could work or it could backfire. So be mindful of that, but maybe it's time to do a power play and try to go beyond that. You could end up getting exactly what you want, but you might have to lose a connection in the process, and that's not always what you want to do. So I think for some of you, I'm just seeing some dicey stuff. It's 7 days, so it could change 7 days from now. But this week, be careful. 8 of Swords, something isn't being spelled out. 2 of Swords, someone isn't really receptive. And the Devil, someone might be trying to get away with something. I don't think I would sign a contract this week. I would try to get more information. I would push back. I would look and see if I could get a second option, or go back to the past. Like if there was already an offer on the table and I was trying to find something else, maybe that was the best one. Because what I'm seeing present this week, there's stuff you need to dig deeper. We'll go back to the channel messages, dig deeper, okay? On the bright side, you're fine. We have the King of Wands. You can navigate through whatever this is. And people are looking to you because you have good ideas and you produce things well. We just need to work through some of this stuff here in the environment. It's more like cultural things, like corporate culture, or the environment in which you're going to work. There's something around that needs to be improved or brought to the light. For those of you that are seeking employment, job seekers, again, I feel like it's a connection from the past that'll come through. Something this week isn't what it seems to be. That's what the moon represents in tarot. It's definitely showing up here. You have 2 options. I like the one connected to, first of all, you just feel better. You vibe with someone. 6 of Cups. The interview goes well. The conversation goes well. You get a good vibe. But there's another one that may have more money, better power, better opportunity, but there's something about it that just doesn't smell or feel right. Trust that, because you have 2 options. So if you're job seeking, we like that there's an Ace of Pentacles and an Ace of Wands. But I want you to dig deeper. And then one of them just feels right. One of them is just a little bit better. And it may not be the one that has the better pay or the better title or whatever. It's not sweetened in the same way as that, but I feel like they're trying to, it's kind of like if you go into a place where they try to mask what smells with like something else, they spray something and it's like, this stinks. All I can smell is the perfume, and there's something beneath the perfume that isn't worth it. That's what I'm picking up on. Go to the one that's just naturally good, but doesn't have all this other stuff that's trying to mask a problem. So be mindful of that. I do feel like you can walk away this week with an opportunity, but definitely make sure that you're getting what you're worth. You can ask for more, okay? And do your homework. Look at online forums, talk to other people. Make sure you're bubbling up your experience as well, okay? It's not the obvious choice. That's what I'm getting here with this. For those of you that are students, for some of you, you're just feeling this sense of what's next. We're looking at vision. That's the main focus here with 8 of Swords and 2 of Swords. And maybe you're thinking, this isn't what I thought it would be. Could be a class, could be just the overall direction. You can always change your mind. Remember, we talked about that. So if you need to change or need to adjust, great. Get some advice. Talk to someone that's in the field, that's done what you're trying to do. I do feel like you're going to walk away from this week in a good position, but it feels like right now it's not clear. So asking questions, doing homework, etc. Not like traditional homework, but your own research is key. And some of you, this might be like students that are looking at the fall semester or the end of the year semester for those in the Southern Hemisphere. You're kind of torn between two different opportunities, and you're not sure which one is calling to you loudest or clearest. And I think what could help is, again, maybe like an internship, or maybe your first semester you go more general and you explore both paths. If it's 2 schools or 2 programs, talk to people that have been through it. They're strangely honest. I realized that. I remember I did one sort of weekend where I went to a college. I guess they were having like I don't know what they call it, but you could go there for a weekend and meet the students and all of that. But I could tell that I wasn't going to vibe with the culture there. And I talked to a student that was from my high school. She was like, yeah, I don't think this is a match for you. And I was so happy that she just told me the truth. And I saved myself tuition at that place. It was just, I could tell it was kind of elitist. They just, you either fit into a certain circle or you didn't. And I knew I wasn't going to. So ask people that have been through it. They can save you time and energy for sure in the long run. Retirees. I think some of you don't like the environment that you're in right now. This is very much the environment. So you could be feeling like, I need more freedom, or I feel suffocated. It could be a relationship that you're in. It could be a living environment. Some of you are also feeling stifled, like, what's next? You can always do new things. This is a time for reinvention. So you, especially now, I mean, maybe resources could be some of what are kind of tying or holding you back a little bit, but the encouragement here is to break free. So if you need to move, if you need to travel, if you need to try something, please do. It's something in the environment. Could be a person, could be the place you're living, could be your thoughts. Release that, and then things start to pick up. And I also think it's a great time to reconnect with an old friend. I just talked about like someone from college or high school or where you grew up. Someone from the past can kind of help you through this as well. Let's look at love and relationships. How cool is this when there's a synchronicity? Okay, so in love and relationships, we have the drum. It says dream and journey. And we got a drummer, didn't we, folks? The King of Wands. So you're the one that is setting the pace, setting the sort of like cadence that might be changing your rhythm a little bit. And you may be in a relationship where the other person doesn't want to meet that cadence. They want to stay the way things were. I don't want to see you in this new light, etc. So unconditional love. You've got to grow with each other. If someone won't, then only one of you is growing, right? And that's the challenge. But let's break it down into 3 categories. We're going to start with present relationships first. Then we'll look at those that are seeking love, and then those that are single and happy. Okay? In a current relationship, I actually like that we have the 2 aces here. Both of you may be exploring a new passion or possibility, and it could be a great time for growth and development. The biggest challenge here is we have two partners here showing up. So King of Pentacles, one of you is very focused on self. It's not always a bad thing. I don't want to call it selfish. It just might mean that in this moment in time, you've decided, I need to heal. I need to go back to school. I need to explore, experience, somehow take care of myself. And the other one is very much focused on moving forward. So we have one person introspective, one person that's extroverted and kind of focused on bigger things. And the person that's focused on healing and self-development may feel like, well, wait, we need to talk. Like, you're both looking in different directions. Literally, when we see these 2 cards, the people aren't looking in the same direction. But there's a lot of common interest. There's a lot to love here. So it's just a matter of resetting. Both of you feel like, I don't understand what you're going through. So it's easy. It's just conversation. Talk about hopes and fears and desires and frustrations in a constructive and a supportive way. There could be something that one of you is trying to conceal. You know, in a loving relationship, this is going to see the light of day anyway. The partner probably already intuits or sees it. So it's better just to be honest about something. Bring it into the light of day and say, because I love you, I need to talk about this. That's the way to talk about something that's scary or secret. Say, I've been wanting to say this for a while, and you're my best friend, so I really need your advice on this. And I know that you'll be able to support me in this. So set them up as the hero and then talk about what you need to talk about and then really let them come forth. And if you can't share something from the past or something that scares you with the one that you love, who can you share it with? Why can't you share it with them? So find a way to talk about it. It's usually not as bad as you think because we talked about this. This is sometimes the prison we build for ourselves, the Eight of Swords. The Two of Swords, it's just sometimes having the blinders on and not moving forward. It's stasis, stuck. So just say it. And I found that sometimes when it's like, for those of you that need to let go of a relationship even, whether it's a breakup or whether it's declaring your love or whatever it is, you're building it up too much. Don't build it up so much, okay? All right. Ultimately, we see revelation and I think you can find your way back, but the communication is key. There's a lot to love and there's a lot that you've built, but we need to get past this sort of like not talking, not seeing energy here. If you're looking for love, you have options. You have plenty of options this week if you're single and looking. Ace of Wands, Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Wands is where the passion is. The passion is actually connected to the King of Pentacles, and this is someone from the past for some of you. The thing with the King of Pentacles is, gregarious is the word, but like the big personality, they overdo it a little bit sometimes. So, I mean, they're fun to be around, but sometimes you are not always on stable ground with this person. So I definitely see the passion there. The potential, though, in the future, the Ace of Pentacles is more with the King of Wands. There's equal amounts of passion. We can see the fire here. But this person is a little bit more, they're on solid ground. They're more predictable. They may not be as much fun outwardly, but when you get to know them, I actually feel like once you peel back the onion skin a little bit, the passion is there. The other person is just flashier. So I get a flashy person that's bold and a little bit uncontrollable. And I get another one that's a little bit more measured. But when it's just the two of you, the passion's there too. I would go for the more stable person. Here's the only problem though. They may not be ready to commit. We have the devil connected with that King of Wands. They may be getting out of a relationship. They may not be ready for love right now. So maybe, just maybe, it's a time to focus on you right now. The devil can be a Capricorn too. The Capricorn's great. So if there's a Capricorn coming forth, it's just unexpected, but they're very grounded. I'm not worried about it. But if the devil energy is connected to a fire sign, I just want you to be mindful of availability and make sure that you're on the same page, looking for the same thing at the same time. If you're single and happy, good for you. It's a good time to be single and happy. I feel like you're starting to open up to new paths. You may actually have more than one iron in the fire, so there's a lot of work being done this week. And I actually think you're getting a handle on your finances. So things are starting to pick up financially for you. Really good time to network as well, if you're willing to come out of your sort of hermit phase. And now going on to destiny, the halls of learning. Absolutely, for those of you that want to go back to school, get a training, learn something new, whatever it is, yes. Spirit guides, confirmation, great lessons. It's a time to learn. It's also saying you've learned your lesson. So many of you had to go through something to realize you were done with it. And there's nothing, like it's the full stop at the end of a sentence. You're like, I'm completely finished with that and I don't ever need or want to repeat that. Good for you. Say it on this full moon. Release it completely on this full moon. This is the time to do so. Okay? All right. Let's go ahead now and move on to the big idea, but we're going to break it into 3 parts per the topic. So let me just go to the community tab one more time and read the full topic here. So, because there were 3 parts to it. It was illumination, power, and seeing through illusion. So we're going to pull one for each of those. All right. First on illumination, so like what you need to see, we got the sun, like spot on the nose. Power, and got another ace, and seeing through illusions. Okay, let's talk about the big ideas, bringing this special topic into focus. Well, I mean, literally this is the source of illumination in our solar system, but as a symbol of power, right here. It's your solar plexus, birthing, creation. If you can see it, you can do it. She's holding that bird right against her eyes, her eye and her third eye. So it's almost like she's imparting the knowledge into the bird and saying, like, let's go, let's fly. So see it, believe it, and then do it. And if you can do all of those things, you can bring forth something. So you have the power. You are the source. You're the one that is going to breathe life into it. Don't put too much weight into what someone else says. They may be a connecting thread, but you're the source. You're the battery. It comes from you. Okay, so that was illumination. And then now we're going to look at power. Okay, this one's interesting. For power, we have the Ace of Swords reversed. We talked about that. That came through, was it like next Sunday? You'll have to go back, but I believe it was. And I talked about the power of this, which is you can change your mind, you can edit, you can revise, you can go and try a door you never did before. So this ace holds a key, and we see the key right here. And that's why I'm saying, like, you can change your mind or you can explore a different path. The ace in reverse is something that you haven't done before. We're not repeating history. We're learning from it, and we're exploring new things. It's a new chapter. We're tired of reruns. We're tired of replay. Let's try something different. And now we're going to look at, let's see, illusions. What is it that you need to avoid? Okay. For some of you, it's kind of interesting. I feel like if you're willing and ready to look at this is why I think it's important to record things in a book, as a voice memo, in a notepad. I don't care where you're doing it. So the Eight of Pentacles is saying, upon reviewing something that I wrote, something that I said, something that I felt, I realize now I've changed, or I forgot that lesson. Like, I feel like there's a lesson that you learned, but you're not applying yourself to it. Because this is a very learned card. This is also you underestimating, we talked about Athena, your sort of like soul's knowledge. So we've been through a lot of these things in past lives before. So I was gifted a past life flashback as I exited my old apartment. So about a week ago, I saw a lifetime where a similar thing happened, where I had to part with earthly belongings. And I was a lot sadder then, but that past version of myself came to like my present version and said, you've got this. We've been through worse. This is not as bad as this past life was. And they were right. And so I was like, okay, I've got this. I've done it before. And I'm not going to, I made my mind up to enough now. I just talked about closing a chapter. I don't need to repeat this again. It's not fun. I learned it. So look into your store of knowledge, the Akashic records, your past lives. You don't even need to know how to go there. Just close your eyes and think, what do I need? What is this from? Why am I doing this? What's the source? What's the source of this challenge? And say, okay. The first thing that comes to mind, pay attention to that and just release it and move forward, okay? You can write a new chapter. You can write a new page in your book. Let's meditate for a second together, more than a second. But before we do that, there's one more part to this. Let's say you're going through something really specific. I'll answer that last question. It can be a yes, no, or just a very specific question, but I like us to clear our minds first. Before we get deep into that meditation, if you're brand new, subscribe. We do this every Sunday. So I'd love for you to be a part of this community. And if you want to give back, you can do that as well. I'll say thanks after this. Let's go ahead and meditate. Close your eyes if you will. And I'm just kind of looking at the card. I want to work with the butterflies. Okay. Let's imagine that you are a caterpillar in your final stage of chrysalis, cocoon. So see yourself surrounded by a cocoon of energy. Imagine, if you will, this could be any color you want. I'm seeing purple, or indigo or violet, sort of like the higher chakras, because it's knowledge, it's wisdom, it's protection, it's safety, it's divinity. So if you want to work with those colors, you can. You can also blend in a little bit of green as well, kind of like the colors in a peacock feather as well. Iridescence I'm seeing in this beautiful cocoon, because we want to put the wisdom of the heart in there as well. So see these colors here, blue, indigo, violet, and all this sort of iridescence around it. See that it's wrapping around your body, giving you the sense of love and protection and insight. And imagine now that superimposed over your current body is a future self. And maybe what changes is your facial expression. You might be smiling as you see the superimposed version. Maybe you see yourself in a different outfit. Maybe you see yourself in a different environment. Keep focusing on the two. It's almost like there's like a special effect that's happening, or you're in Photoshop and you're taking the opacity and you're going to take it up until pretty soon you don't see the old you just see the new state. And now imagine that you could gently push at the iridescent cocoon around you. And as you do, you notice that those ribbons go behind you, fall into your shoulder blades, and create these beautiful wings. You're free now. You're free from past karma. You're free from the judgment of people around you, from your own judgment. You're free to move forward, but only you can choose to extend those wings and fly. So choose to do so this week. You are free. That's your mantra. You are free. Please, on the next natural exhale, open your eyes and focus on a final question that you have for me. This can be anything that you want me to look at. It can be a yes, no. It can be a deeper question. Did we get all the aces? We did. I don't think I've had a reading where I did that. Yes, Ace of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Swords. It's all aces, folks. If I had a separate title for this reading, it would be It's All Aces. We got all four. You have choices to make. This actually carries with it, because it's the fourth ace, a secret message. The secret this week is you're the magician, because the magician has all four aces on their table. So thoughts manifest, beliefs manifest. Do you believe in yourself? Are you putting energy into fears or anxieties? This is the ultimate receiving card. It's like a big old satellite dish. Guess what's in this card? Like, what do you call a bunch of butterflies? Whatever that's called, a flurry of butterflies. We got a lot of them right here. So if you're ready to receive all of this and then some, it feels like the universe is ready to deliver. Open your heart as big as you can. Open your mind as much as you can. Open your energy as wide as you can to show that you are ready, willing, and worthy to receive love, abundance, and opportunity in the highest forms beyond your wildest dreams. All of this and then some. So it's a yes, folks. Yes, and there could be love, there could be opportunity. It's a chance to open yourself up to healing and to joy. We're not going to focus so much on the past. There is a reflection on the Ace of Cups. We're going to focus on what's coming through. Okay? Really great answer. 4 aces, magician energy. If you can see it, you can do it, but you have to believe in yourself. That self-belief is everything. All right, what a magical reading this week. Thank you, guys. It's always magical being here with you, but especially so this week. If you want to follow me on social media, you can do so on all major platforms, Nicholas Ashbaugh. I do not offer any sort of private readings, by the way, nor do I send direct messages. On Instagram, I have a broadcast channel that's different. You can just like react to it, but I'm never going to go back and forth in a direct message with you. So always be mindful of that and let me know if you see any imposters. If you want to give back, you can do so with a super sticker, super chat, or a membership. Like I said, in a week or two, once I've found my final landing place, I'll put out the gift registry. And if you want to give back, that's another way to do so. And you can help me rebuild my card decks so that I don't have to do all of that on my own. So I appreciate that. But I don't have it yet, but soon. I know some of you have asked. I'm kind of getting it already. If you ever have any doubts of where to find me or what the official accounts are, they're all on my website. Let's take a couple moments just to say thanks to one another. First of all, thanks to everybody that showed up today, everybody that watches this on replay. I don't care when or how often you watch it or what day it is. I'm just glad you made it here, and thanks for being a part of this community. Especially, I'd like to say thanks to those that are new members or have given back, so I'm going to take a couple moments here to recognize you. By the way, when I do the cards, I'm going to say who gave me the cards as I do the reading. So I think that'll be fun, but coming soon, not yet available. Okay, so let's take a look at those who were either gifted or joined today. All right, so we have the Jazzy Cat, Heidi Heidi Ho, Esterine Dahlstrom, Scott Scorpio, Vicky Lee, Tammy B, Latoya, love is the answer. Good to see all of you. Welcome back, many of you. I'm so happy that you made it here. Let's see who else is, let's see, we're going to go to supers first, and then I'll do those who gifted memberships. Super stickers, super chats. Sarah, Lori, Jeannie, Lenny, Ralu, Lucy, and Leah. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. I hope you all are doing well, and I appreciate the fact that you've spent some time with me today. All right, let's look at the next thing. Okay. I would also like to just give a shout out to those that, like I said, gifted some memberships here too. So let me take a look here at, here we go, fan funding. Okay, so I gifted some, so welcome to all the new folks that were gifted from me. Lori, thank you for 11 months of membership. I appreciate that. Norma, 13, lucky 13. I'm glad that you guys showed up and have been here so long. Renee, 18 months. Thank you very much. Let's see. We also have Jill, a member for 23 months. I appreciate you. Carmen, a member for 21 months. Thank you. And Shanna, thank you for gifting a membership. You're amazing. All right, let me see if I missed anybody here on this for today. I think I got just about everybody, but let me go to the main chat here. If anybody just joined, Leah, I think maybe there was one more sort of that gave back, so thank you so much. All right, that's everything for today. This is going to be a busy week. I'm going to catch up on some of the production. I was just recovering over the past couple of weeks, so I had to slow it down to a couple videos. So I'm going to try to ramp up so we can get all of them done by the end of this month. So keep an eye out. I'm not on my normal schedule, and I probably won't be until I fully settle into a new place. So I do appreciate your patience while I'm kind of dealing with health stuff. So thank you. By the way, Phoebe, thank you for 21 months there. But keep an eye out. Should be a busy week with me putting a bunch of videos out. In the meantime, take care of yourself. Thank you so much for showing up. I'm here every Sunday. I hope to see you again soon. From my heart to yours, lots of love. Apollo's resting right behind me. Let's see. I'm going to leave him because he's relaxed. But from both of us, wishing you the best. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.